Wir sind auf dem European Games Award 2014. Heute Morgen auf der Games Week hat er gesprochen. Timo, das ist der Mann hinter Iron Sky und Iron Sky 2. Jetzt ist er hier bei uns. Hello Timo, nice to meet you.
It is nice to meet you, definitely.
Yeah, tell us something about the new movie Iron Sky 2. Next year is the shoot and in 2016 it will be released, right?
Yes, it's going to be an interesting story. We're going to take the story this time to an interesting mythology of the Hollow Earth. So yes, we're gonna have basically Nazis riding dinosaurs in the center of the Earth. That's the premise of the film.
Can you tell us something more about the story, or it's not allowed at this time?
You know what? I could tell you, but I would have to kill you and all the viewers. So it's not fair for you guys.
Also seht ihr.
Many years to go. So.
Okay, da ist leider nicht viel zu machen.
No.
Oh, okay. Das ist die nächste Runde. First drink and then ask the questions. Yeah. Skull, or what did you say in Finnish?
You say kippis.
Yeah.
Kippis.
Prost.
Oh God.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
What a hangover.
You told us about that it's not easy to finance and get the money for such a film. You spent over 7 years for Star. What was it? The name?
Star Trek. Yeah, we did
Star Trek.
Star Trek for 7 years and Iron Sky for 6 years, and it's a pain in the ass because in Finland you don't do that kind of films. You don't do science fiction, epic space battle shit in Finland. You do kitchen dramas. You don't do that kind of thing. So just to introduce that idea to international markets, that we from Finland want to do a film with Germans about Nazis on the dark side of the moon, and it's going to be a comedy. It was a bit of a challenge, but we found quite a good amount of help, and there was a lot of fans who really wanted to chip in and help us and join the financing. So crowdfunding and crowdsourcing was a very important part of the whole process of those making.
And after the success of Iron Sky 1, is it now easy to get 15 million for a new movie, or easier than before?
It's never easy. It is absolutely never easy. But it's easier this time, because this time I don't have to go and convince people that I'm not going to do some pro-Nazi, freaky film, but it's going to be a comedy, and we're going to be pissing on the Nazis and sort of like taking the topic in a way seriously, but at the same time making comedy out of it. So now we've sort of proven that we know what we're doing, but it's never easy. It's such a big amount of money. I mean, whatever it goes above 500,000, it's already very hard to get. When we're talking 15 million euros, that's a lot of money from Europe. It's not like no studio is going to put up front that money, so you have to find
money. Okay.
Yeah, that's how they work in America. That's what they do in America. You go to studio, say, here's a film, I'm ready to compromise on this and this and this. I need 100 million. That's fine. But Europe doesn't work like that.
And you had a speech at the Games Week in the morning. Can you tell us something about the movie scene and the game scene, the difference between them, or with crowdfunding and crowd investing?
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting. One thing I found out is that film and game industry, they do not meet anywhere. Film festivals are for filmmakers. There's never game people. There's maybe one or two, but never. Here I'm the only filmmaker in a game festival. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of things that filmmakers and game makers should be discussing about. So what I'm promoting is somebody to set up a festival that is focused specifically on films and games, because there's a lot of things that come together in those medias. With film, it's an interesting world in a way. It's in a big change at this moment when crowdfunding and crowdsourcing are making it possible for anybody basically to become a proper filmmaker. You can, without any kind of experience, any kind of proven points, you can go to the internet, you can say, okay guys, I'm gonna need you guys to support me on this crazy idea, and if it's a good enough idea, you will get the money and you will make the film. And I think that's really democratizing the whole idea of filmmaking, which is really good, which has been very studio driven thing for so long years. Now there are other sources, and it's important.
And one last question.
Yes.
How did you get this idea of the Nazis of the dark side of the moon? It's very awesome and crazy.
Yeah, the thing was honestly that we were sitting in a sauna in Finland after we were shooting my earlier film, and a friend of mine said that, if we ever get to make another film, I have this crazy idea. It's about Nazis on the dark side of the moon. I was like, yeah, there's gotta be 100 films made out of that. But it turned out there was none. You know, but it's a very persistent conspiracy theory that's been going around for quite a long, ever since actually 40s. It's been going around. So we thought that, okay, let's take this idea of Nazis on the moon and sort of let's assume it's real, and then just build around that. So that was the idea. But born in a like all the good ideas from Finland, it was born in a sauna.
Damit haben wir dieses Geheimnis auch gelüftet. Timo, vielen, vielen Dank. Thank you very much for the interview. I wish you a good night.
Thank you.
Danke, bis zum nächsten Mal.
Thank you.
Da kommt der Nächste, der wieder hier in die Kamera will. Das ist wieder der nächste Iron Sky 3 Producer.